Welcome back to Finergy. Today, we're diving into one of the most important steps in securing your financial future, building an emergency fund. No one can predict the future, and unexpected expenses will always come up. That's why having an emergency fund is crucial. In this video, I'll show you why you need an emergency fund, how much you should save, and the best strategies to build it. Let's start by understanding why an emergency fund is essential and how it can give you peace of mind when life throws you a curveball. 1. What is an emergency fund and why is it important? An emergency fund is a savings buffer that's set aside specifically to cover unexpected expenses, like car repairs, medical bills, or job loss. Having an emergency fund means you don't have to rely on credit cards or loans when life throws a financial challenge your way. Without an emergency fund, unexpected costs can put you in debt or derail your financial goals. Having one ensures you're prepared for those moments, giving you financial stability and peace of mind. 2. How much should you save for an emergency fund? Now, the big question, how much should you save for an emergency fund? The ideal amount varies, but a common goal is to save between 3 to 6 months of living expenses. To get started, list all of your monthly expenses: rent, utilities, groceries, insurance, transportation, and any other bills. Then multiply that amount by 3 or 6, depending on your comfort level. If you feel more secure with a larger cushion, aim for 6 months. But if you're just getting started, 3 months is a great target. 3. Where to keep your emergency fund? Next, let's talk about where to keep your emergency fund. It's important that your emergency fund is easily accessible, but not too easy to dip into. You don't want to put it in a high-risk investment, but you also want it to earn some interest. The best place for an emergency fund is typically a high-yield savings account. This type of account gives you higher interest rates than a traditional savings account, helping your money grow while still being accessible when you need it. Look for an account that offers no fees and allows you to easily transfer the funds when necessary. 4. How to build your emergency fund. Building an emergency fund doesn't happen overnight, but by setting realistic goals, you can steadily work towards it. Start by figuring out how much you can comfortably save each month. If you can save $100 a month, that's a great start. Automate your savings. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your emergency fund account every time you get paid. This way, you won't be tempted to spend the money, and your fund will grow consistently without you having to think about it. 5. Cut expenses to speed up the process. If you want to build your emergency fund faster, consider cutting back on some discretionary expenses. For example, review your subscriptions, dining habits, or entertainment expenses. Redirect the money you save into your emergency fund. Every little bit helps. Even small sacrifices can make a huge difference when it comes to building your emergency fund. For example, skip one night out to dinner and use that $50 to boost your savings. 6. Stay consistent and avoid using the fund for non-emergencies. Building an emergency fund takes time, and it's important to stay disciplined. One of the most common mistakes people make is using their emergency fund for non-emergencies. Resist the temptation to use your emergency fund for things like vacations, shopping sprees, or even small purchases that are not true emergencies. If you keep your focus on building that fund, you'll have a solid cushion when something truly unexpected happens. 7. What to do after you reach your goal. Once you reach your goal, congratulations, but your work isn't over. After building your emergency fund, keep monitoring it. If you experience a major life change, like a new job, moving, or a baby, you might want to adjust the amount you've saved to ensure it still covers your new living expenses. Once you're comfortable with your emergency fund, you can begin focusing on other financial goals, such as saving for retirement or paying off debt. Your emergency fund gives you the financial security to tackle these goals with confidence. An emergency fund is the first step toward financial security. It's the safety net that gives you peace of mind when life doesn't go as planned. So start today. Set a goal, automate your savings, and be consistent. Before you know it, you'll have the cushion you need to handle anything that comes your way. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who could use some help building their emergency fund. Let me know in the comments. How much do you have saved in your emergency fund? I'd love to hear from you. See you next time on Finergy.